Okay, I think we're live. Hello, hello. Heather, can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Yay. Okay, we're back. I'm back. Heather's here. Hopefully, those of you that were watching the previous broadcast can find us and jump on over. I unfortunately had to create a new broadcast for us to go on Be Live because the other one was not working. So if have ever thought about using Be Live to do a Facebook Live, my tip for you is not to practice because apparently that's what got us in trouble. So it looks like we got a couple viewers. Drop us a comment. Let us know because I can see in here, Heather. She cannot see me. So let us know you can see both of us. That would be great. And then as you're jumping on, let us know. We want to know. This live is all about going live. I'm going to introduce Heather in a little bit. She is so good at live video, and we're going to chat about just how to get over yourself and how to get over the fear to push that button and go live. So let us know, have you ever gone live? Yes or no? And if no, what is holding you back? It's going to be such a fun topic. I think such a powerful topic because so many people come to me like, I want to go live. I just can't do it. So we're going to share some tips with you today. I see we've got some live viewers on. Oop, numbers climbing. Yay, people are finding us. And hopefully we'll start to get some comments here. So this is like a totally different screen for me too. I'm used to seeing comments and viewers a little bit differently. So hopefully the comments will start to show up over here. So let us know if you're here, say hello. Let us know if you've ever gone live, and if not, what's holding you back. That's what we're going to talk about today. Getting over yourself, because so often we're the ones holding ourselves back. And hi, Heather, do you want to say something? I'm going to introduce you here in a second, but
I'm just here smiling, like, yeah, this is so much fun. So on my end, I can't see Tia and I can't see any viewers, but I trust that it's working and everything's going to be awesome. This is,
yeah,
lives. Sometimes you just pop on and see what works.
yes. I told Heather this is like the least nervous I've ever been to go live because I love and adore her. I knew it was gonna be so much fun if only the technology would work. So I'm gonna hop over. I'm over on my actual business page. I'm outside of Be Live right now. Let's see if okay, everything looks good. Okay, we've got some viewers. We just need you guys to drop us some comments, say hello, let us know you're here. And we're going to get going here in just a little bit. So I'm going to tell you how I know Heather, how I got to know Heather. So this is a fun story. We actually met in high school. You think it was high school? It wasn't middle school, it was high school. Yeah. And
Yeah.
we played softball together, fast pitch softball. We traveled around the country together. So much fun. Heather was our amazing catcher, and I played usually shortstop or second base. We had so much fun. And then we ended up going to college together. Oh, hey, Tanya. Yay, Shelly, you found us. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. It's working. Let us know, ladies, if you've gone live, yes or no. If not, what do you think is holding you back? Or what do you think is holding most people back? So then, yeah, Heather and I went to college together at the University of Central Missouri. Woo, woo, go Mules and Jennies.
Jenny.
And then we kind of lost touch and just have more, in the last year probably reconnected?
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. And we get to work together and collaborate on some really awesome stuff. But most recently, Heather went through my, hey, Stephanie, my social media boot camp. So that was so much fun. We got to spend 6 weeks plus together. And then she stayed on as a coaching client. So we've been helping her more with her social media. And I was like, okay, we have got to do a live video together. One, just because it'll be so fun. And two, because I feel like she has nailed going live. And it's that one thing that holds so many people back. Yeah, nailed it. Tanya says, yes, I'm going to read all the comments since you can't see them, Heather. I'm about to get in the car. I'll continue to listen. Awesome, Tanya. Stephanie's here. Shelly says, I've gone live several times, but I've only started when I started my private group, Breaking Through the Fears. Yay, Shelly, that's so good. It is hard. And that was actually going to be one of my tips for anybody who's wanting to start going live. But before you go live on like your main, page or public personal profile, whatever, if you have a group, go live in your group first, because it's usually a smaller group of people. You know them, or you have a little bit more kind of trust with them. It feels a little bit more intimate. So it's a really good way to practice before you go live with everybody. But we'll give you lots of tips here. Stephanie says, the queen of lives. Heather, we are not worthy. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Letitia. Yay. Okay. Yeah, so that's how Heather and I met. She went through the boot camp. We'll be telling you more about the boot camp. I'm sure it'll just kind of come up as we're chatting. But just so you guys know, the next one starts a week from yesterday. So this coming Monday, May 13th. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. Drop a comment. I'll send you more information. We have a few spots left in this next one. We'd love for you to join us. I can't believe it starts in less than a week.
I can't either.
Yeah.
That helped me so much, not only personally, but for the vet clinic pages. I mean, just total game changer. It was really good. Very good. So worth it.
Thank you, Heather. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and like introduce yourself? I know I kind of introduced how we met, what you do when it comes to life and social media, and then I'll give a little preview, and then we'll jump in and we'll get going.
Okay, well, I am a mommy of 3. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 14-month-old. And so what I do full-time is I get to stay at home. I'm super lucky. I get to stay at home and work from home. I work for 4 vet clinics, and I run all of their social media, networking, recruiting, and pretty much anything else that they need to do. We have a practice manager, but I'm kind of her assistant. So I am very honored to be able to do that, but was kind of drowning with 4 different business pages, plus my own personal page. Plus, I have a health and beauty page that I am also running and very active in. So just connecting with Tia and getting that one-on-one time and that expertise was just huge, not only for professional use, but also my personal use and my personal mission and dreams, because I have a lot of goals and I want to be successful, and doing that in the most efficient way possible instead of just spinning your wheels and thinking like, is this what's going on? So it made it very easy. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I also enjoy running. I just got my garden in, so I'm super excited about that.
Yay.
It's a real life mommy trying to get through the day.
I love it. I love your authenticity. We're going to talk about that more today. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you guys caught all that, but yeah, mommy of 3 works from home. So it works from home like without help. Like I work from home, but I have part-time daycare. So she's doing all of this. Like right now, our kids are napping. I don't know how she does it. Plus, she's like a marathon runner, which I should say that's partly how our friendship grew too. We ran a lot together in college.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, so we're old running buddies. But yeah, so and I love what you said. I mean, I think that's exactly right. Like social media is such a powerful tool to reach your dreams and your goals, grow your business. You have multiple businesses you have your hands in, and for you, and that's I think for so many people that come to me for help. It's like, I want to do it smarter and better and quicker, and teach me how to, spend less time on it. And that's what's been so fun with watching you. It's like, you're getting more results. And like you said, spending less time on it, which is a beautiful thing, because then you have more time to work in your garden and play with your kids and go for runs, which is what you want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Goal and point.
Yay. Okay. So today we're just going to talk about getting over the fear of going live, guys. I think that I can speak for all of us to say that like nobody is just 100% comfortable. Maybe there's somebody out there. Most people are not comfortable. The very first time they go live, it's scary. Even the first few, like it is scary because 1, the technology, which we experienced today, and 2, just like, what am I going to say? I don't want to look silly. I think there's so many things that are holding people back from going live. And we'll kind of talk about those fears today. But I'm just asked Heather because she's so natural and she's so authentic and she's so real. Like, how did you get there? And how can we help everybody else get there? So we're going to talk about how to push past the fear of going live. And then she's going to just share some live video tips. And like I said, she's one of our Social Simplified Bootcamp graduates. So I'm so excited to have her on here today. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's get started. So, okay, Heather, you are the queen. We know this. You're the queen of going live. So as natural as you are, and it's just fun, and as you have with your live videos, I'm just guessing, that it hasn't always been that way for you. So was there ever a time that you were afraid of going live?
Oh yeah, for sure. What pops into mind is that emoji with like the big eyeballs with like the red cheeks, like, you're terrified at first. It's hard. And honestly, how I started was I was recording videos, but it was just so much wasted time because I would start and be like, well, that wasn't perfect. Let's start again. Okay, well, that wasn't good. Oh, I have a hair out of place. That wasn't good. Or like, oh, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. But it was just so much wasted time. And I started feeling bad about myself because I was really picking on myself about it. And so then I just said, you know what? When you go live, it is kind of nerve-wracking that first time because you have to wait. There's like a pause, and then it'll say live.
And then there you are.
Yeah, and then there you are. And if you're on your personal page, then you start seeing people pop on. They'll come on the left-hand corner like, Tia is watching you, and you can wave at them. And if you just make it to where it's fun, it gets almost addicting because you can connect with those people in such a cool way. It's almost like you're just having a conversation with somebody, a real life conversation. And that's what I love about it. Especially being a stay-at-home mom, I get to talk to my friends, family, followers, and you're just having a natural conversation because they can interact with you, which is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. That's one of the things I love about the most too, is like from a time saving standpoint, it's like, I still do recorded video, but I do think it's a really good point you made that like, if you're not comfortable yet going live, then start with recorded video. I think there is more there with you, it's like you need to edit it or whatever, but you can at least get comfortable with talking and, maybe just your presentation skills. So even, you can kind of practice and ease your way into it that way. But I'm the same way, like even when it comes to whether it's vlogging or doing a recorded video, like you can sit there and edit the heck out of it. But when you go live, it's like, whatever happens, I mean, it's out there, it's done, and moving on with life. So it can be a huge time saver in that standpoint, but it's, hands down the best way to connect with your audience authentically, like in real time. And they get to be a part of it. They're not just listening to you as you're, if they're watching a recorded video, like you are connecting with them in real time. Just like you and I should have said, like, I'm in San Diego, you're in Texas, and we're doing this broadcast together. Like, that's so awesome that we have the tools to do that. So cool.
The tools to do it, and we're getting comments.
Like, yeah, exactly. People are engaging. Yes.
Having a real life conversation. And I do not like talking on the phone. I don't know why that is the way I am, but for some reason I'm not a phone person, but I love going live and talking to people in that way, and having people type in and asking questions or responding or being like, oh my gosh, you're such a goofball, thank you. I know. Carry on. But it's so cool because this is part of why Facebook is so huge, is that you get that connection that I think as human beings and women and mommies and men are wanting and needing. And it's a way to stay connected with so many people that don't live right beside you anymore. Like Tia said, she's traveling the country, and here I am in Texas, in Little East Texas, and I get to, interact and be with her still and grow in her life circle. So it's amazing.
Oh, I know. That's so awesome. Grateful for technology for that. Okay. So for our live viewers, and by the way, if you're catching the replay, let us know, say hi. So whether you're watching now or you're catching it later, let us know, like, okay, Have you gone live? If not, what is it that you think is holding you back? So we can actually talk about and ask questions. You know, I love to go live. Heather loves to go live. So ask questions. We can both chime in on what it is. You know, there were things, there are still things. I still get nervous to go live. I still put it on my to-do list and don't do it on certain days and like push it off, you know? So if you have questions, let us know, but let us know, what do you think it is that like is holding you back? What do you think, Heather, like the biggest things that are holding most people back from going live?
And I don't know if I can pinpoint a certain fear, but I think that the fear is totally there. Maybe the fear of, you know, judgment, of having to be perfect, or, you know, losing your train of thought, losing your words, not having all of the information. But I think that people connect with you on a more real level, and trust is really built in that way because, you know, just me, for instance. I mean, I love going live. I probably go live at least once a day, if not on my personal page, then on my health and beauty page. And I'm really starting to poke at the vet clinic to get us to go live there as well, because they can see into your life and know that you're a genuine person and you care, and you know you're going through it too. it's you know, sometimes my kids will come in, if it's not during nap time, and sometimes it will be nap time, and little Colin will come, you know, trudged in, and he doesn't have any pants on, you know. It's just like it's real, and it's life, and it's raw, and I get messages, comments, you know, every day of, you know, thank you, or, you know, you're really inspiring me. How are you doing this? Or what do you use for this? You know, I saw you at the vet clinic the other day. How are you doing? I mean, that's how you really form great, lasting relationships with patients, clients, friends, you know, whatever your mission and goal is. But it's very doable. And so yeah, I don't know. I think it just, a lot of people are just fearful. And
yeah. Well, I think the fear of judgment's right. Shelley comments, she said, yes, the fear of judgment. And I think that could be so many different things, like not looking perfect, not looking put together. Yeah, something happens. But like you said, that's the actual beauty of it, is that people get to see the real life and then connect with you, because it's like, oh, her house isn't clean either. Or I'm not saying you, mine, or her kids are, you know, like her life isn't perfect, and you roll with it. And sometimes, just like this morning when the broadcast wouldn't work, it was like, okay, like that happens. And guys, you may go live and something may happen. Like, it's part of it. You just have to, it's technology. It's out of your control. You just have to roll with it. Right. And so sometimes seeing how you deal with those things can show people even more like behind the scenes and who you are, I think. Which is, yeah, just the beauty of all of it, for sure. Hannah says lives are fun. They are fun, but I think you have to like let yourself get there, right?
yes, let yourself have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think seeing like the little hearts pop up, or the smiley faces, or the laughies, I like those a lot.
Yes.
Once you start seeing those little bubbles float up, it just gives you such positive, good vibes. That, you know, it just makes you feel better. It gives you more confidence, more self-esteem in what you're doing. And in general, I know that there's a lot going on in the world right now, but I think a lot of people are nice people. And when you're going live, I mean, you'll feel the good vibes. Like, there's a lot of good vibes flowing your way when you go live. So
yeah,
I think that's important to remember too.
Shelley said, yes, after the first one, it became more fun. Yeah, the first one is the hardest one. And so I always say, like, the first time you're going to go live, like, first, keep it short. Like, don't feel like you have to get on there and go for 10 minutes. And second, talk about something that is like really easy for you to talk about, or something you just are really excited about or passionate about. Like, I think the first time I went live, I just kind of shared my story, because there's no way I'm going to forget that. Like, it's me, you know, and I could tell it 100 different ways. And everyone loves a story. It has a beginning, a middle, and end. So like sharing your journey, but even if it's just like, you know, 5-10 minutes, like 3 minutes, whatever, just getting yourself to push it. And like Heather said, for me, I like kind of got that high of like, whoa, like that was fun. You know, I want to do that again. And then you just start getting better at it, but you've got to start. Like, you're never going to get better at it if you don't do it the first time. Okay, Heather, so what do you think helped you get over like your own, because you said you started with recorded video, and yeah, like we said, like video is the best way to connect with your audience. And video is great, but recorded video or live video is a step up from recorded video because you have that real-time connection. So you transitioned from recorded video into going live. Now you said you go live at least once a day. So what do you think kind of helped like move you along and get you over your own, kind of anxieties about pushing that button and helped you go for it?
So honestly, I'm a very impatient person. I love the feedback. And so going live for me and seeing people popping on and immediately saying hi, or like I said before, like the bubbles floating up, just getting that immediate feedback and real-time connection in that way was big for me. That's kind of, I don't know, it fulfilled me in a way that the live video doesn't, because then, or in the recorded video, you take the recorded video and then you plug it in and then you can walk away and, people are looking at it and you can see those views. But if you're going live and people are popping on right then, you can interact with them in a totally different way. And maybe they're even going to give you some ideas that you weren't thinking about, and then you can discuss those as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. And a lot of times I think, like you said earlier, people feel like they have to have all the information. They have to have, what if someone asks me a question and I know the answer? It's like, great, that's content for next time. Like you can say, I don't know the answer. Again, we're human. So it shows that like, you're not perfect. You don't have all the answers. And you can go back and be like, okay, next time I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to answer that question.
Yeah. And I'm usually at my desk, or if I'm not, then, my house isn't, perfect. I have 3 kids and they're everywhere and they love to color. So there's constantly like crayons, markers, and a piece of paper somewhere. And so if somebody, or I get an idea during live, or if somebody says something, I just grab it and jot it down and then make notes and be like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. Great question. Let's talk about that next time. Or let me get some more information for you. And they don't mind that.
Right.
They don't judge you for not knowing. They're just kind of like, oh, okay, sweet. Well, that's even more reason for me to tune in next time when I see Heather pop up live, is because she's going to give me some more information on what I'm interested in.
Yes, exactly. Or it allows you to reach out to that person one-on-one and create a one-on-one conversation with them in Messenger to keep the conversation going and build that relationship even more. Yeah, either way, it's a beautiful thing. So, okay, you kind of talked about like what you love about going live. Do you still get nervous, or is it more of just like, you just love it and you're kind of over it?
Yeah. I'm hooked. I'm hooked and I'm a firm believer.
Yeah.
And sometimes I kind of have to think back, like, when did this start? Because I'm not even sure at this point, my love for live. And it's not that I don't think about it or plan in my head, but I just know it's in my routine. I guess that's more of what it is. Like, I've made it a routine. And my ladies that follow me on my health and beauty page, or on the vet clinic side, I have, certain times that these things happen. And so it's kind of my routine now. I just know that at this time, this is going to happen. And I need to, say hi, what's going on in my life today, and so if you make it a routine, then, it's no big deal. It's just what you do.
So do you go live the same time every day? Like, do you typically go live when the kids are napping, or is it kind of just whenever it works for you? Does that part of your routine is like the same time of day?
Awesome. Normally it's the same time of day, unless something really exciting happens and then I just can't wait, and then I'll go live again. But yeah, so usually during nap time, so I can have more focus on just them, and not have people coming in and out all the time, because the kiddos have also learned to love the lives, and they'll come in and be like, "Hey," and so they know what I'm doing when I'm talking to my phone, like at it. They know that there's a video going on and people are watching them, so then they'll put on a production. So that's kind of fun to watch that too, and people enjoy that as well. But if I'm gonna go live, it's usually the same time. It's usually during nap time each
And
day.
that just makes it easier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some more people jumping on. So if you're just jumping on, say hi. Let us know if you've ever gone live. If not, what do you think is holding you back? We've kind of talked about different like fears that tend to the fear of judgment or just messing up or it not being perfect or forgetting what you're going to say or the technology not working. What do you think it is that's holding you back if you've not gone live? And then what questions do you have? Heather's the queen of live. She goes live every single day. We got to get her crown. And I love to go live. I think it's the most powerful thing right now when it comes to connecting with your audience on social media. Hey, Megan. Megan Lovely is here. Heather. She says, hi, Tia. Hi, Heather. And as we said, it's such a beautiful thing because you can do it from anywhere, anytime, as long as you have Wi-Fi, and you can connect with your audience, right? In real time, it's the best way to create that connection and really just like show your audience who you are. And like you said, Heather, I think it creates trust so much faster. Like we all know that people are going to end up buying and doing business with people they trust. And so we're trying to create that trust. And when you go live, you can create that so much faster than if you're just posting and putting up, text and images and even recorded video. So it's a beautiful thing. Eileen says, hey, I've only gone live a couple times. Yay, that's a start, Eileen. What do you love about it? What do you feel like is kind of holding you back from doing it more often? I think what you said, Heather, so often is just like making it a part of your routine, carving out time for it. So speaking of that, like, obviously today you look beautiful, but do you always feel like you have to be like put together and have your face on to go live?
No, hardly ever, which is so crazy because that's a part of me is the health and beauty side. But I think that part of the beauty that I feel is just being natural and true and showing them myself. And I thought about wearing my hair down today, but then I'm like, that's not me. You hardly will ever see me with my hair down. And usually I am pretty fresh out of the shower. I just got back from a run, I take a shower, do my thing, and then here I am with wet hair and a pony bun of some sort. And I
That's
think
who you are.
yeah, it's who I am. And
Yeah.
so and that's who I am when I go out and about too.
Right.
You'll see hair's up and here I am. I usually have a pair of running shorts on and a plain tee. I thought about getting dressed up for you guys today. I was just kind of like, well, this is me. This is me. Plain t-shirt. Here we go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that also builds trust. I mean, be yourself on these lives and who you are, because why be anybody else? I mean, you are you, and that is beautiful.
Yeah. And you're trying to attract your people. And so if you're trying, like if you felt like you had to get all pretty every day to go live and that's not who you are, then you're going to be attracting people. And then they do get to know you or meet you or whatever. It's like, that's not you. They're going to be kind of disappointed or maybe that like fraud thing there. And so it's like, you want to attract your people and you want them to know the real you. And that's how you need to put yourself out there on social media. Eileen said, honestly, it's having to get ready and look presentable that holds her back. And I can speak to this. I mean, I know you just said, Heather, like you don't feel that way. So I'll be honest, for me in my private group, where it's like a much smaller group of people that I more intimately know, I'll go live without my hair and makeup done. I'll go live with a baseball hat on or, a big bandana on, whatever. I don't feel like I have to look all put together. But when I go live on my Facebook page, which is what we're on today, I do feel like I need to look a little bit more professional because like that's the role I wear, And I guess it's kind of silly though, because I'll post pictures on that page where I don't have makeup on. So I think it's just like that role. And I think if I were willing to not look more presentable on my Facebook business page, I would go live on it more often, because I definitely go live in my groups a lot more often than I do on my page. So I think I'm with you. I think I still need to work on getting over that one, Eileen. And you know what's funny is I will go live on my personal profile without looking all put together, which is a lot more people than on the business. But maybe it's because I know them more at like a friend level than like a client business level. So yeah, I think also when we go live without being perfectly put together, then when we are all put together, it's like, dang, look at her. Gotta get the before and after.
Yeah. And I think that kind of maybe hitting on Eileen and maybe a little bit to Letitia as well is that if the fear of having to be like all dolled up and putting on that perfect face gives you fear or like makes you feel uncomfortable, if that's not like in your comfort zone, then put that to the side and don't do it. I just have gotten to the point, I wasn't always that way. I did have that fear. I would just get done working out and be like, oh, I'm gonna go live, and I'd go put, mascara and put my hair down and get all done, and it's just kind of like, well, this girl doesn't look like she just got done working out, like.
Which is part of your personal brand. Yeah. Like it's better for people to see you after a run because that's part of your brand and who you are. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just like, well, I'm comfortable, and sometimes I'll be wearing sweatpants, and that's what I'm comfortable in.
Yeah.
So just be comfortable with you, and they'll see that and they'll feel that, and that trust and very special bond will be created for sure.
That's a really, really, really good point. Yeah. So like if Letitia, I'm just using an example. I didn't even fully read your comment. Sorry. Or Eileen or whoever, like for me, for example, like if I am going to be not as confident going live on my business page without my hair and makeup done, like, or feeling, as put together, then yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. Cause then the video is probably not going to be as good. I'll be holding myself back, be worried about how I look. Same as like if you don't prepare, like if you haven't prepared your thoughts and you just go live, like that's probably not good either, because you're not going to be your best self, and you want to be confident and comfortable, so you enjoy it and then you want to do it again. So setting yourself up for success. Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Letitia said the fear of no one watching, judgment, messing up, and finding the time to go live, that would get people to watch and what to talk about. All of it. Yeah. I think the fear of no one watching, that's just kind of like, I think some of it's like time of day, some of it's topical, because sometimes I have a ton of viewers live and sometimes I don't. And I just always know, like, if I have live viewers, great. But Letitia, if you don't, then it's actually better, because then if you mess up, no one really sees it, So it's like you don't have to feel so perfect. If you don't have as many viewers, it's like your time to practice. And then the more you do it, hopefully the more they're going to start showing up and watching. But I think too, you have the replay, right? So you might not have everybody on live, because usually like evenings better. This worked better for us, both of us, with our schedule. So it's like, we're not going to worry about when we're going to get the most viewers on live. We're going to do it when it works for us. We're going to get it done. And then people can go back and watch it later. So sometimes it's nice to have live viewers because you get that feedback and you get to interact, but you're going to have more people watching it afterwards, watching that replay for sure. And that's super valuable too.
And then when they start commenting, that's when you can go back and reply to get that conversation started naturally. You can either do that on the thread or in private messenger. And because they didn't watch it live doesn't mean you're still not reaching people in a really positive way. Yes,
absolutely. We kind of talked about routine and just like finding the time, putting it on the calendar, committing to it, making it happen. And I think we talked about too, I don't know if you caught the beginning, Letitia. If not, you should go back and watch it. But that whole messing up thing, like sometimes it's a beautiful thing to let people watch you mess up and see that you're not perfect. And you said, Heather, like people tell you all the time how inspiring you are. It's probably because they wish they could be more authentic and real and mess up. And, watching you do that and not feel like it has to be perfect is inspiring to them. Don't you think?
I hope so. I think that's my goal and my mission, is to really help other people feel comfortable and come out of their shells and just find their true self, because that the type of happiness that you get to when you're comfortable with yourself, and part of that is being you in public and on lives, is it has really evolved me as a person. And I think that's kind of weird to say that, Facebook helped me do that, but it really did. And it was part of my community that I built around me, because going live, I was able to kind of like mother hen my group and be like,
Yes.
oh, my people, my people. And they really lift you up and support you when you need it most, and can remind you of, why you are doing the things that you're doing, and are on the goal and the mission set that you're on. So I think that has really helped me as a person. Um, and
That's
and like
so,
Tia said before, you surround yourself with the like-minded people that you need and deserve in your life, because you deserve to be surrounded by amazing people.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so beautiful. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So yeah, what you're
Yeah,
putting out there is going to bring those people back to you.
I love that. I'm going to write that down.
And so I love, okay, we can just call you goofy, right? I mean, I think we can just say, like, you're silly, you're
Oh,
goofy.
for sure.
Like, if you guys haven't watched some of her lives, you can go watch them. But, like, I still remember one of my favorite videos she did was, like, dancing in your kitchen, like, getting, like, wasn't, like, organic or some type of, like, healthy ice cream out of the fridge.
Yeah. And I had like 5 tubs. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Because
just,
people get
yeah.
this mindset that's like, because I'm a health and beauty person, I don't have, ice cream on occasion, or like, I only eat kale. Like, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, so just like for you, it's like being goofy, that's who you are. Maybe other people like aren't goofy, but just whatever it is, being like letting yourself be you so that people get to know you and to like you. Because before people can trust you, they have to like you. Before they can like you, they have to like actually feel like they know you, right? And connect to you. And I think for you, just like being so authentically you, it's easy for people. Like maybe everyone doesn't like that style, but that's okay. Those aren't your people. But you're attracting your people, and it's like you're attracting them like quicker, and you're building a stronger relationship faster, because they're like, oh my gosh, like she's so silly, I want to hang out with her, I want to drink wine with her, like whatever, but they know you, which is the beauty of it all. And I'm sure for you, once you started getting that positive feedback, then you just allowed yourself to like step even more into who you are, would you say?
Oh,
Like it was
yes,
kind of probably like
100%.
it's not like you just started out being like dancing around your kitchen in your sweatpants with ice cream from the beginning.
I mean, I did, but I didn't do it live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
that's who I've always been. But I've and this kind of goes to what I was talking about earlier. I feel like I was containing that inner goofball,
Mm-hmm.
not letting her come out. Like I would only let my husband and my kids see that. But once I just was like, you know what? Let her fly. And then everybody, not just my close friends and family, was able to see like, this is who I am. I really have blossomed as a person because I am true to myself. I'm not trying to hide myself, because
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm good enough and I am who I am. And I think that that's a great thing.
Yeah, this is so beautiful. It's so funny. We did not even plan to get into all this, but I love it because I'm actually thinking back to like college and like high school. Like you were pretty, like you had your close friends, but like you were pretty private, and it kind of took
Yeah.
you a while to warm up to people. And like we were really good
Mhm.
friends, but like you kind of would, like if I were to introduce you to my other friends, it would kind of take you a little bit to warm up to them. But like, yeah, now you're just like, here I am.
Hey.
I love it.
And I wish that it would not have taken me so long to remind myself that that's okay. It's okay to be yourself. And I think it really goes back to why people are so fearful, is because they're afraid of being rejected, maybe of being judged, of not being accepted. And you don't you don't need those people in your life anyway. And it's more fun when you're you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's easier to do as you get a little older, but I think
Yep.
it's just crazy that you're saying like that Facebook and social media kind of helped you do that. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, and you with your,
Thank you. That
I
means a
mean, that
lot.
just made it even easier for me to
Yeah,
do.
right.
Now I have all the inside info, and then I can be like, how can I do this more often and reach more people and make more sense? So,
Yay. That makes me so happy to hear. Okay, viewers, live viewers, what questions do you have? I've got a couple more, but if you have any you want to ask Heather or myself, anything that has to do with social media, um, Facebook Live, live video, growing your brand, being authentically you, leaning into who you are. Like, I feel like we've covered a lot. This is so awesome, but it's all kind of connected together because at the beginning of the day, like, you have to get over yourself in order to push the button, put yourself out there, and for your videos to be like, it's so much better for your live videos to be authentic and real than it is for them to be perfect. So just stepping into that and being like, they don't have to be perfect. It's better for you to be okay with, yeah, like what we're talking about, being you, whatever that looks like. The feeling it has to be perfect. So if you have questions, let us know. Is this helpful? Is this speaking to you? Yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. So talking about it not being perfect, Heather, let's talk about equipment, because I think this is one question I get asked a lot is like, and I think it's an excuse that people often make to hold themselves back from going live. It's like, oh, I don't have the right equipment. And the truth is, like, you really don't need much at all. I mean, the equipment can make it look better and maybe give you more confidence, but starting out, it is not needed. So what do you use? Or starting out, what did you use and what have you kind of like accumulated when it comes
let me
to
turn you
video?
around so you can show because I'm using
Okay.
it right now. So, and I think this was, let me see if I can turn you. There you go. So here's my ring light, and it has a little stand that my phone goes on right here. It just clips in. And it was not very much. When I first started looking at them, some of them can get pretty expensive. And I'm kind of a thrifty gal. Not kind of, I am a thrifty gal. So I was like, ooh, that was more in my wheelhouse was, okay, let's try this, see if it works before I, get real big. And this is so handy because it sits right on my desk, which is where I do most of my stuff. And I can travel around wherever I need to with this light. And then this behind me, this isn't a wall. Which is some people that have been to my house been like, "Where's that wall at in your house? Where's that?" I'm like, dude, it's just like a fabric. It's just
Background.
fabric.
And where did you get
And
that?
you don't
Just
have
like off
to have a
Amazon or?
background.
Yeah.
Yes, this was off
Yeah.
Amazon too. And they have a bunch of different ones. I just chose this because it wasn't too, I liked the crazy busy ones. They were really bright and vibrant and cool looking, but I was like, probably this is more of like a neutral.
Yeah.
Um, and
I think some of them
those are
can
the
get
two things.
distracting.
Yeah, I kind of felt like what my style was like,
Yeah.
was a little too much for the background. I still may get one day, but this one has worked well for me. And
And
that's
that's
all I
it.
have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you use your phone or your computer to go live. Usually your phone?
Usually my phone.
Yeah. So you have it with you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah. So easy.
Yeah, because like you said, you can go live anywhere. I mean, as long as you have Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Car, kitchen table, outside. I've done that several times.
Yeah.
On the patio, at the vet clinic, I connect to their Wi-Fi. And then, you can, so in your business, wherever you're at, whatever your needs are,
Mm-hmm.
you can go live from anywhere.
Yeah. I think going live outside is a good first step too, because usually there's, if it's during the day, good natural lighting. So you don't feel like you have to have a ring light or a light of any kind. Like usually if you're outside, you can get pretty good lighting. You do have to worry about the ambiance noise, but our microphones on our phones are usually, are pretty good these days where it's going to pick up you so much more than any background noise.
I can turn this off too so you can see what it looks like without.
Yeah. So it's still not like it would be awful if you didn't have the ring light. Yeah.
Could, move around a little bit more. It just
Yeah.
gives you a little bit more of like an even light.
Yeah. Yep. And same for me. I mean, I just started with my phone. And then I eventually just got a little tripod, and then eventually got a light, a ring light. But right now I'm sitting in front of a window and I didn't even really need it. Like I have it on, but I didn't necessarily even need it. So yeah, really you need your phone or your computer to start out. And that's all you need. And then from there, as you start to do it more, these are things that make it easier to go live. Like for me, I finally got a ring light because I was so tired of if I did videos in the evenings, which I do a lot, like feeling like I needed to set up my lighting and get a lamp and move it around. Just so much more convenient to have a ring light that I could just, like you said, like leave it where I normally go live, just turn it on. Saves me so much time. So it was worth the investment, but not at first. Like I didn't need it at first, so just pushing the button and getting started. And then from there, kind of feeling like you can build up your game. But not necessary. I have a blog, by the way, I'm going to share after our broadcast. It's like my tips on going live and getting started. So if it's better for you to read, and I also have some of these like resources in there, like tips for lighting and natural lighting and that kind of stuff. So I'll share that afterwards, by the way, for anyone that would like to have like a little printout of some of these tips. Okay. So what would you say, like going live, we've kind of talked about this, but like, how has it helped you grow your brand and grow your business and meet your goals? I know we've kind of covered it, but just to kind of bring it back together a little bit.
Ask me one more time.
How do you think that specifically going live has helped you grow your brand or grow your business or meet your goals, going live specifically?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you are inviting people inside of your home or wherever you are at in your business, or in my home. So it's just kind of like I'm opening the door into my life and saying, come in with me. And that's kind of what I treat it like. And if you think about it, you're doing the same thing on both ends. Not only are you inviting them into your life, but they're inviting them into yours by clicking on when it says, oh, Heather Shire's live now, and they're clicking on you. They're welcoming you into their homes as well. They're saying, come into my life. And so I think just by being live so consistently, like they're seeing me all the time. And sometimes, the people in my life are like, I can't watch every single live. But I do catch a lot of them. It's like, no worries. You don't have to catch them all. But, if you're seeing me pop on consistently, then they know that you will be there, that you are there. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's that top of mind. And I talk about that a lot. Like, that's why it's important to do social media consistently, and doing lives even more so. Like, you are top of mind. So whatever it is that you represent, whether it's just your own like values or your brand, like brand awareness, or like whatever, if you're selling something, growing your business, like when it's time for them to need, whatever it is that you offer, or a friend of theirs need it, like they're going to think of you because you're top of mind, because you've been in their feed. And there's no better way to be at the top of someone's feed than by going live. I mean, that's the best way, because Facebook favors it, right? So they're gonna see it more likely than another type of post. So yeah, you're top of mind. And then when it comes time, like you're going to be the one they think of. You're going to be the one they reach out to. And that's, I think, the beauty of it all. But it does require not just doing it once, but doing it consistently and being there over time.
All of a sudden, people that you don't even know are watching or seeing you will get a message from them. And you're like, where did you come from? And you're like, well, I saw on your live the other day, and I just had a question about this, or what are you using for this? Or sometimes it'll be for Seth specifically. Like, okay, I saw you live the other day, and I have a question about, a medicine from Seth, or how would he, we're not local, we're not in Texas, we're not your client, but what does he think about this? So it's just like people from all over, in all backgrounds, all necks of the woods, will come out and start messaging you because they see you so often that it's like you're their close pal, and they trust you. So they're going to start asking you questions, and it's cool. I mean, you don't even know they're there, but they are, and they're watching you, and you are inspiring them and driving them to do better and be better. And they are following you. So
Mm-hmm.
it is, I don't know, I just get such a high from it. I'm like, oh, who's out there today? And I don't know exactly how that works because sometimes people will start commenting and I haven't seen them pop up that I can see that they're
Uh-huh.
watching me. Um, but so I don't know how that algorithm works. That's a Tia question, I think, but it's still neat.
Yes. But I think it's true too. Like, yeah, there are so many people that could be watching and
Mhm.
not commenting and watching the replay. Like, you never know. And that's why I tell people all the time. I think sometimes people feel like they're doing social media and they're not having as much of an impact as they want. And it's like 95% of people are lurkers. Like, they're watching, but they're not commenting. Like, you don't even know that they're there, but you're having an impact on them. So you can't just go
Yeah.
off of the numbers, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, sometimes they've been watching for 6 months and then all of a sudden they
Mhm.
reach out and they know all the stuff that you've been doing and talking about. And you're like, oh, I didn't even know you were paying attention.
Didn't even know you were there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best feelings, I think, is when you call them the lurkers, which is so funny. But yeah, when somebody that you weren't even aware of, you see your consistent people that are always popping on and lifting you up and giving you good vibes. But when somebody comes from nowhere and they have been seeing you and you have made a difference by what you've been sharing education wise or, business wise, and then they say, you've helped me, it's a great feeling. It's a great
Yeah.
feeling.
It makes you want to do it again, for sure.
Yes, for
Yes.
sure.
So I feel bad. I did not realize I needed to scroll up. I missed a bunch of comments. So sorry, guys. We weren't ignoring you. This Be Live, which is what we're using to broadcast. It is the first time we've used it, all new. So Eileen said, I like that you mentioned just being you and they get to know the authentic you. The teacher said great advice, so thank you. Tanya has a question. She said, how do you know when they've watched you live or watched you with the word seen or the word view? I'm not sure what if she's mean watching. I'm guessing live or maybe watching the replay. Which, yeah, like Heather was saying, when they're live, you should see like who your live viewers. And Facebook's just weird. And I think it depends on if you're on your phone, if you're on the app, if you're on your computer, or like now with this Be Live, like I can see how many viewers are on, but I can't see who it is. But usually, if it's on Facebook, like they'll pop up and you'll see like who it is that's joining you live, so you can welcome them and say their name, which is always great to like bring people in, ask if they have questions. So that's how you can usually see if you watched live. Now on the replay you can see how many views you had afterwards, but unless they've commented you can't necessarily see exactly who watched it. So that's a good one to make sure. That's why I always try to say, hey, if you're catching the replay, be sure and let us know, so they feel, even though they weren't there in real time and you're not welcoming them in real time, they still feel welcome. And so if you're watching the replay right now, we would love for you to say hi, let us know you're here. And if you have questions for Heather, you can put them in the comments because we will keep an eye on them and come back and answer them later. Lisa Davis said, you both inspire me. Oh, Lisa, you inspire me. Thank you. And then Letitia said she was going to have to jump off and watch the rest of this later, but it's been great. So awesome. Yeah, and I think I was going to go back to something you said earlier, Heather. It's like we are so disconnected. Like you said, like you live in East Texas, you live far away from most of your family and like friends. We've been traveling the country, and so I typically I work from home. And because I work from home or I'm keep taking care of my daughter, I don't really meet a lot of people when we're on the road. And so I connect with people through social media and Zoom, and technology. So I think it's even more powerful now that most of us are living kind of, we're not living in that tight community like we once did. And so it's even more important to be able to use technology and use Facebook Live and use live video to connect with people, because people need that connection. And like you said, you can be that person that inspires them, that helps them. And that is powerful stuff when we talk about the why behind all of this. Quella says hi.
So that's what
my neighbor's home. Come here, Quell. Come here, Quell.
people will start connecting with you in different ways too. I mean, let's just be honest. I don't know. I can click over here to see, like how many friends I have on Facebook. Are those super close friends? No, unfortunately, not all of them are. Some of them are my running community. Some of them are friends from, that I've met here and there, and friends of friends, and you're kind of just circling your circle of friends and your group. But the more lives that you go, and when people pop on and you're like, hey George, hey Tia, hey Kimber, hey Lisa, and then because some people don't really understand how lives work. They know that they're watching it. They don't know that you can see them pop up. So I've had a couple people that I've said hello to, like, oh, can she see me?
I love
Like,
that. That's hilarious.
together. Or they'll say, and I may not recognize them right away, which makes me feel really guilty. But then, I try to do a better job of, being aware of my surroundings when I am out, is because people will start recognizing you. Like, I saw your running post the other day, or like the last couple of races that I've done, I've let Facebook choose my running pants. And my husband just thinks that it's so silly, but people really got into it, and they're like picking my pants for me. And they'll say it to me. I'll see somebody at the grocery store, and they'll be like, "I saw that you wore the space dye pink pants." I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Thanks for helping me choose. Or, it's funny. It's a really good way to connect with locals, but also, in one of my running groups, it's from people from all over the world. So that's really cool too, is getting their perspective and their input on products and vet clinic stuff, and how things works in different places. It kind of broadens your horizons a little bit to things that you may not have been exposed to or have thought about before.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's so powerful, I think, because you can use it to grow your business from anywhere. Like anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, and I think it's true. Like, and the more I kind of like think of it like when you have you made the example, like it's like letting someone into your home, right? And I don't know about like you guys, but I feel like when I go to someone else's house and it's not perfectly picked up and like their house isn't perfect, then I'm like, oh, well, if they come over to our house for dinner, I don't have to feel like I'm not scrubbing toilets right before they get there. Like, my house doesn't have to be perfect. And I feel like it's kind of that same way with Facebook Live, or live video, whatever, and it could be Instagram, wherever you're at. It's like when you are real and authentic and just like you, then people start to feel more comfortable to be them, their true selves around you. And they will kind of come to you with questions like maybe they would have been embarrassed to ask somebody else, or, they kind of let their guard down. And especially inside of groups, I think that's the beautiful thing about groups, is like, that's where even more of that happens, is people aren't afraid of judgment. And so they kind of maybe ask questions they wouldn't ask even on a public page within that group. But when you are authentically you, and just then other people feel like they can be themselves too. And you talked about being inspiring, but it's just like kind of giving people permission to be themselves, which I think we need more of these days.
Yeah. Being themselves and admitting that stuff happens, and it's not always, wrapped up in a cute little box with a bow on it. I mean, stuff happens in life, and it's not always really comfortable to talk about, but it's okay to talk about those things. Like, it doesn't have to be a secret. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops, on your personal page, but being able to connect with others on kind of touchy subjects, or, like something that they're, you're not super comfortable talking about, and they're not either, but you're just kind of like, hey, you know what? I need your opinion on this. And they'll come to you. And if you have built that relationship. If that's not the relationship you've built, then they're probably not going to. But we've had a lot of really interesting conversations, and I think that's huge.
Yeah. And I think it all goes back to that trust factor, which is, yeah. So in addition to like all the things we've talked about, it's also, we've mentioned the best way to get organic reach. There's so many reasons to go live. And I think, so often we just have to let our fears and anxieties go, and embrace who we are, and push that button and go for it, and let yourself learn and grow. And like you said, develop and get better and better. So we're going to kind of start to wrap up. If you guys have any other questions, please let us know. If you're just jumping on live, make sure and say hello. If you're catching the replay, let us know. This has been such an amazing conversation. I don't want it to end because I just love Heather and I love talking about this topic. I feel like we could talk about it all day, but I also don't want to have a 2-hour broadcast. And I think we're right at an hour. So we'll start to wrap up here. So I want to, what's that?
I hope it's helped. I hope it's helped somebody to.
Yeah, we'll find out, right? No, I mean, it has. We've already gotten comments saying that it has, but yeah, I think some of it is just that you have to do it, right? You have to stop thinking about it and talking about it and do it. Like you can learn about it and read about it, but at the end of the day, and I think I think we've shared practical tips to do that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you've got to go for it and not trying to be somebody else, like there's a lot of people I watch that are great on live video. Like I am not them and I'm never going to be, and trying to be them is going to do a disservice to my people, my audience. So taking all the things you learn and being you, so that you can attract the right people. Shelly says, this has been great. I'll have to watch the replay since I was kind of in and out. Yes, Shelly, be sure and watch the whole thing. Let us know if you have other comments or questions. So I just wanted to say before we wrap up, I have some final thoughts and I wanted to get your final thoughts too, Heather, but I just want to say thank you for first going through my Social Simplified Bootcamp. And Heather, if you guys didn't know this, was the very first person to ever sign up, which I just want to go down to Texas and give her a big hug, because if you've ever, created something and then put yourself out there. I did a Facebook Live to announce my first boot camp, and Heather was on and she was signed up right away. It was yes, just was so much confirmation for me. So first, for putting your trust in the boot camp and going through it. And then secondly, for being willing to come on live with me and share and just talk about, some of what you learned from that and some of just who you are and how it's all helped you be able to grow your businesses through social media and specifically going live. So as we start to wrap up, I'll share real quick details. Sorry, can you hear Quella crying? Can you hear her whining? She's being a little whiny. We're almost done and then I'll let you out, okay? She wants to go outside.
I'm gonna stay there, let me out.
I let her pick before we went live. Do you want to be inside or out? Come here, baby. So the next boot camp, if you're interested, we've got another question. We'll talk about that in just a second, Letitia. Starts next Monday. Starts May 13th. So we've got a few spots left. Heather went through their very first one ever, and we've launched it again for the second time. Starts May 13th. It's a 6-week social media boot camp. It's all online. So you have on-demand access to the video trainings. Plus, you have access to me in our private Facebook group where I go live every week and answer questions and give you feedback and walk you through. But essentially, at the end of the 6 weeks, you're going to have a roadmap. You're going to have a system that are going to serve you for beyond our 6 weeks of the boot camp to do social media better. Like Heather said at the beginning, to do it with less time. I'll let you share, Heather. I mean, you can probably talk about it better than I can, what you got out of it. But yeah, that's the goal, right? 6 weeks, you commit to it, and it's going to help you be more smart and efficient on social media, reach your audience. We do talk about Facebook Live within the bootcamp as well.
Mm-hmm. And I think at first I was all in, of course, you said, I'm doing this. And I said, okay, I need help. I need help. Teach me your ways. And 6 weeks, you're like, oh my gosh, 6 weeks. But it goes by very quickly, but it's so much absorbable information that you can use right away. And the tools that are given are very simple, but you're just why didn't I already think of that? Well, because you have a life and you have a lot of stuff going on too. And she just I like how she said roadmap, because that's exactly what you have. And once you're on your path, on your little map that she helps you set up and really makes it specific to you. It's not just, it's very specific. And that's what was super helpful. And then I was able to make connections. I did it for the vet clinic But then I was able to make connections like bing, 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 bing all over. And then it transferred over into my passion, the health and beauty side, like fabulously. And then I was just able to kind of take off from there. And then I don't know, Tia, I actually signed up with Tia to go after the 6 weeks for a monthly check-in, to where we can go more in depth of like, okay, I've been through the 6-week boot camp. But she's still, my mentor and is able to help me with specific questions about, like pixels and more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like more in depth,
Yeah.
which is
A little bit more advanced.
Yes, so helpful.
And personalized too, right?
Yes.
Because the boot camp is kind of like
yeah, we get you on the course, but then we also get her like in our home. So it's game changer for sure.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for going through it and being the first one to sign up, and and then sharing what you've learned and just how you're putting it into practice. It's been so much fun. It's so fun to get to, like you said, continue to work with you. So yeah, I'll put a link in the comments if anyone's interested in getting in on that boot camp, because it starts May 13th. It'll run 6 weeks, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We already have some people signed up, and I'm so excited about the ones that are in this next round. So it's going to be, we got a lot of energy already, so it's going to be great. Okay, so Letitia says, topics to go live about. I struggled with what to talk about. Did you talk about this already? I don't know that we did. Do you want to take a first kind of dive at this, Heather, and then I can chime in too? But how do you decide like what you're going to talk about? I'm going to let Quell out. You answer that.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure, Letitia, I don't know like a lot about your background, but like for me, on the vet clinic side, and this kind of goes with your content calendar that Tia will help you create if you are getting ready to do that. She really breaks it down to where you can do like daily topics. So then it's just like, you're chugging it out and like, boom, this goes on Sunday, this goes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It really forms your content calendar. For me on the health and beauty side, I share everything, what I get in my mailbox that day. Something that I saw at the grocery store, I'll snap a picture of it. And then when I get home in my little setup spot, I can tell them, oh, I saw this at the grocery store. Have you tried this? Anything, something that you saw online, articles. There's a cool way that Tia teaches you how to find like-minded businesses, and then you could follow them and kind of get ideas. You don't want to, so you don't have to recreate the wheel every time. And like spaces where you can get good references. So don't pigeonhole yourself, because there's a lot of topics. I mean, anything you want to talk about to gain that trust and relationship with them, they're going to be all for it for sure. Did that help at all? I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. The first question, right, is like, what do I talk about in general? Like, and that's what I think you talked about. Like, you need to have a posting schedule. You need to have content brainstormed out. But then when it comes to going live specifically, I like to say, like, we should talk about the things you're most excited about or you're most passionate about, because those are things that your energy and excitement are really going to come through. Sometimes I also like to think about like, okay, what is something that I kind of want to like have a conversation about? Like, I don't want to create a little 3-minute edited video on this topic. Like, I want to kind of just like, I've got some ideas swirl around in my head, and I want to have a conversation with people, right? Like, those are the type of things I'll kind of go live about. But yeah, I think also just thinking, like really fun, like you can do a live Q&A, you can do a live tour of somewhere, like, you said, showing them a product. How-tos are great for lives. And I've got a lot of ideas, Letitia, in the blog I'm going to share that I did. I'll share that right afterwards. I've got ideas for topics too that I think will be helpful. So it's more of like, here are ideas, and hopefully it'll spur ideas for you. The things that just work really well for lives. Announcements are great. So if you have like breaking news, definitely go live and share that in a live video. I think that works really well too. Okay, let us know if you have any other questions, and we'll kind of start to wrap up. Like I said, of course, you can ask questions afterwards to the Queen. She'll be around on my page helping answer questions. Okay, so I have a final thought I was going to share, but I wanted to ask you, Heather, final thoughts on just like going live, anything we didn't cover or anything you just want to like share with someone to help them get over themselves and push past the fear of going live and just start to do it.
Just do it. And you know what? What I have really, and it's, you know, it's easier to say, but you know, I've been there too. I've been there, and you know, the first couple are kind of like, you know, waiting for it to pop up, that emoji with the big eyes, and you're like, ugh. But if something does go terribly wrong, just terribly wrong, you don't have to post it. So if that gives you kind of like a net, like a safety net, to where you're like, you can always dump it. You don't always have to post it to where people can watch it on the replay.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I don't know if that's even helpful to share, but um, just form your routine, press play, even if it's for a couple minutes. And then once you get more comfortable and more into your zone and you have like the content that you feel confident, comfortable enough to, you know, spread from the rooftops, you'll be just fine. And if you want to add me as a friend so I can hop on your lives and comment and, you
Yes.
know, build you up and give you praise, like friend request me, I'll be on your lives and I'll help you out. People that you know and love and trust will come onto those videos and support you 100%. Like you don't have any fears about that. You'll be just fine.
I think those are two really good tips. One, yes, I was going to say that earlier. Like if you go live and there's not a ton of people on, because when you first start going live, there's probably not going to be a ton of people on. Yeah, when you're done, if you were like, that was awful, you don't have to post it. You can just, you know, delete it and not post it, and no one else is going to see it. You can also, this is like such a big, I feel like, bonus tip that so few people know. You can also practice going live. So you can change the settings from your personal page. Now you can't do this on like your business page, but on your, if you go to your personal page, like you're going to go live, you can change it to only me. So you could like practice going live, see what it looks like. You can even change it so it's just like one other person can see it. So I like do that with some of my clients. Like I'll let them practice with just me and I'll be commenting so they kind of get the feel for it. And then once you get comfortable doing that, then you just delete it. No one's seen it. Then you change the privacy settings to friends or public, whatever you want. And then you go live. So you've kind of got like a couple practice rounds in you. Like I said at the beginning, practicing in groups are great because it's fewer people, usually people you know and feel comfortable with. But then the second thing you said, I think that's a great tip, is like if you want people to be on your live videos, go be on their live videos, give them some love, and you'll be surprised how when they see you in their feed, they're going to reciprocate. They're going to do the same, right? So you have to give some love to get it back, but it works really, really well. And not just because it's like, oh, Heather commented on mine, I should comment on hers. It's more of like, yay, Heather's lifting me up. I'm going to be sure to do that for her next time. So I think those were, really good points. Okay, so the last thing I was going to share, so I got to go to Social Media Marketing World a few weeks ago here in San Diego, and Amy Porterfield, who I really, really love, and she's who I follow to really help me kind of create my course to create the Social Simplified Bootcamp. So I'm definitely kind of someone I follow and look up to. She spoke on live video, and she's not really known for live video, but she uses it for her business. And one of the things that she shared I thought was just so applicable to what we're talking about today is she said, nobody likes the way they look on camera. Nobody likes the way that they sound on camera. Like she still, even though she does it all the time, doesn't love going live, but she knows it's the best thing for her business. And so when it comes to like how to get over yourself, this is like kind of some just like raw and real truth, but I think it's so good. Is she was like, you have to care more about your audience and serving your audience than you care about your own self-image and being perfect and how you look. I know. And I thought that was so good. So if there are times that I'm like, I need to go live, I'm planning to go live, I have this great information I want to share, but I'm kind of feeling like, oh, I don't want to do it today. I don't look my best. I don't feel my best. It's like, well, does that matter more, or is showing up for my audience matter more? And like, hello, unless you're super selfish, you're going to say, I need to show it for my audience. Like, this is information that could help them that they need. So I'm going to put my own insecurities aside. No one cares as much as you do. No one is even looking like, like you are in that mirror, like so closely. So putting that aside and putting your audience first and showing up for them and pushing the button. And I just thought that was such like a good reminder. And yeah, if you care about your business or your goals or, the people you're serving online, if you care about those relationships and those connections, you're going to pick them and you're going to push the button and not worry so much about the vanity of it all. So
that's huge. That was a really cool comment. I mean, embrace your imperfections and just, care about somebody else more than you care for yourself.
Yes.
That's huge.
I know. I just got goosebumps. It is. And it goes back to that empowering, because then when you do that, I think you're empowering other people to show up for others without being perfect, Yeah. Jennifer said, whoa, caring about your audience more than your own image is a great way to look at it. Such a helpful comment. Yeah, I just thought it was so good. And I just always keep that in mind now when I'm like trying to talk myself out of it. Awesome. Yeah, don't do that. The world needs you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you again so much, Heather. Thank you for being such a supporter of me and what I'm doing and letting me share what I know to help you grow your business. And thanks for being willing to share just how you go live every single day and put yourself out there and how it's grown your business. And I think you as a person too. I think that's so powerful, like how it's helped you grow as a person. It's awesome.
Yeah, 100% for sure.
Okay, I'll drop the links that I mentioned in the broadcast below so you can catch them if you're catching the replay. Again, let us know. Let us know if you have questions about going live. As Heather said, if someone wants to practice, if you need some love on your first broadcast, let us know. We can both hop on and share some love. If you want to practice, I'd be happy to tell you more about how to do that too. It's a really great trick. So, okay, and the kiddos napped the whole time. Yay! You did it.
I heard somebody wrestling around back there, but I can't hear him right now, so we'll see.
Leave it to my dog. I mean, my dog is the only one that was disruptive.
I hope she travels well back home.
Oh, I hope so too. Yeah, we've got less. I was telling Heather before we jumped on, we got less than 2 weeks, guys. So a couple more weeks in sunny San Diego. But okay, have a good rest of the day, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, Heather.
Bye.